Welcome back to our Bluesy Water channel. I wanted to do a quick video. This is apropos. I'm taking a couple of trips this summer. I have one coming up in a few days. And I have some really favorite therapies that I travel with. One in particular is ozone therapy. And up until recently, I had a what's called travel regulator from another company which just didn't work well at all. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for a good travel regulator to come out, and voila, Life has released a travel regulator. So first, let me just show it to you. Okay, this is very simple. You're going traveling, you want to do ozone therapy. This is the travel regulator. As this is what it looks like. It has the settings, the pediatric settings, 0, 64th, whatever, an 16th and 8th order, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on top of a simple oxygen tank you can buy at Home Depot, Lowe's, Benzomatic tank. Screws right on. You got yourself quite a bit of ozone for a trip. I don't know exactly how many doses, but it's quite a bit, and you can read about it. So we'll put a link below to this regulator. Use the code BLUE7, by the way, and you get a discount. So, uh, very simple. Took a while for them to develop this, but I think it's a great price. So, once again, the screws on here. This shows that on the tank, shows the brand. Okay, you can just Google travel regulator promo life. Now, let's get into it as far as why it's so vital to bring ozone with you. For me, I'm going to talk from my experience. Number one, rectal insufflation. You don't eat well. I'm 71 years old. If I make a mistake food-wise, I pay for it. So the ability to do rectal insufflation ozone, it's like a super enzyme, basically. Rectal insufflation it's like also like an enema. It's essentially an ozone gas enema. If you do it in rounds, I essentially do one round, then maybe wait a little bit, another round. Sometimes I do up to 4 rounds. You will stimulate a lot of bowel activity and help, for me, colon chi or colon stagnation has been an issue genetically, something I've had to work at. We have a whole program, not just ozone, that deals with this. But ozone, when you really get in trouble, is like better than any enzyme probiotic as far as in the moment. Now, you want to take high-end probiotics. We talk about that. And we have other therapies that go with ozone, but I consider this literally the master blaster. Now, we also know that this is a way to go blood systemic. You're not just doing it for the large intestine. But I think it's not talked about enough how powerful rectal ozone is just simply to get the bowels moving, detox. If you overeat and you got a lot of residue, a lot of toxins, obviously you want to do fiber. We have all these synergistic protocols. But at the end of the day, if you start getting stagnant in the colon, this can lead to all kinds of trouble, diseases. I beg people to do rectal ozone insufflation. It's just amazing. So why are you bringing the travel regulator? Because you're not eating well. Maybe you're stressed out. Definitely want to be able to have access to the ozone. By the way, I shipped out ahead a little portable generator I've had for years, and you can get one of those cheap if you really feel space in your luggage is important. Let's say one of the bigger generators, you can get a portable generator. Okay, so you go flying, you're around planes, let's say you're hitting a lot of infectious people on the plane. You want to be able to do rectal insufflation You want to be able to do sinus insufflation because the germs are going, you're breathing all that air. Where do the microbes go? Into the sinuses, up the nose. So it's really wise to do a sinus insufflation when you get off the plane. And we also have a video about how to get up the eustachian tube, Promolife. We did an interview with Promolife. Look in their videos for middle ear. Google, search the word middle ear, and we explain how you can get up the eustachian tubes in the middle ears. We forget that that's critical. Infection, microbes can sneak up the eustachian tube and go to the middle ear. And you can't do that with a normal sinus insufflation. So you can kind of add that in if you want preventatively. It takes a second. We've kind of refined it there. The video shows some options, but if you look at the bone roll option in the video, that is, I find, sufficient. Um, I could not find that anywhere online. That really got lucky because I had an ear doctor who learned this technique from an old ear doctor, and it works. And it's the easiest way to really just simply get the ozone up the eustachian tube. So check out also on our ozone playlist, we go over the bone roll and this various techniques. Okay, so now ear insufflation, you could possibly, I mean, that's if you're getting ear infection. We do recommend getting an ear scope, one of those cameras, and kind of look into your ear. The one drawback with doing ear insufflation is if you have a lot of wax, it can harden the wax, and you don't want to do that because then things can grow underneath the wax. That happened to me. I couldn't figure out how am I doing all this ear ozone insufflation. I'm getting a fungal infection. Voila, the wax got hardened and the kind of created like a barrier. Now, if you buy this ear camera, you can just look in your ear, examine your ears, and if your ears are clear, go right ahead, do the ozone. Excellent also for the brain, and just another way to purify this whole upper chamber. Sinus, station tube, ear. That's the best you're going to do, and then blood systemic. Um, and women can do vaginal ozone insufflation. So, again, why are you bringing this with you? Bad food, microbes on the plane. Now we have this travel regulator, makes it extremely convenient. You just go buy a cheap tank. You're good for the whole trip. Throw it away when you're done. It's innocuous. I would kind of conceal it if you're buying it. Don't, people don't want to see it. If you go in a hotel, people really don't want to see an oxygen tank going in there. They might get a little nervous. So be cautious. Um, so that's about it as far as, we have a lot of videos on ozone therapy and how to do it. And we can always do a consult with you on ozone. We always talk about combining it with our electrostatic charge therapy because they both come from lightning. One, you hit lightning on the gas, that's ozone, or infuse the gas into the body. So that hits hard and spreads out quickly. The coils are literally lightning field directly on the body, so it travels in a vortex. It spins. It's a very powerful field. Goes through you, and you could number one treat organ systems very, very powerful. Liver, kidneys. They have a lung infection. You can treat the lungs. That's a great co-therapy with the ozone. I call them lightning therapies. Look at our video about lightning therapies. So the alchemy, and just a quick tip, if you really want to learn some of the more powerful forms of healing, think of alchemy. Number one, you drink water. Number two, you breathe oxygen. Number three, hydrogen, vital. You breathe it, you drink it. It's a vital element. Lightning itself is an incredible alchemy. And then our bluesy water, by the way, comes from the alchemy of mimicking a volcanic event. They make a chamber that's kind of mimics a volcanic compression. So alchemy is a very, very powerful. If you tap these alchemic forms and bring them into the body, they're very, very healing. So ozone is the power of lightning. Now, the issue, please understand why we recommend these coils in addition with the ozone, is because ozone is very quick. You do it maybe 20 minutes, half hour, maybe do an ozone sauna for 20 minutes. But the bottom line is the other 23 hours of the day, you're not really following up. These microbes are very persistent, and when one is very, very toxic, you need to stack the therapies together and start adding in other therapies. And the number one companion is the electrostatic charge, high vortex frequency electrostatic charge therapy. We have a unique system. This comes out of Russia, but our system is the most powerful system I know out of Russia. In fact, they even have one that's stronger, but at some point it gets too aggressive. So the typical uh, what's called mission coil out of Russia runs about one-fourth the power of what our system runs. Now, our system can go very low. So if you're sensitive, you can turn it way down. But a lot of people need that extra heft at times. You need to learn how to use it and be strategic with it, just as ozone. You can't just go blast yourself with ozone at the beginning. You have to support these detox protocols, and we train people in doing that.